Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Once in the general chat area, just add mention member staff. Will be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into this. So there was a few ways we were looking at this. I am still looking at this potentially as having the possibility to continue to the upside here within this fifth wave that we're looking for. However, we also need to bear in mind we have actually moved up into the fifth wave zone. So we need to just be aware that we could actually start to break down deeper here, and the zone we'd be looking for potentially for that retracement would be this 20,757 all the way down to really the 17,104. So it's quite a broad range. This would be the 382 retracement, which would be bringing us back into that fourth 50%, 618, and then 786. Losing that lower line would indicate to me at least that the probability becomes higher that we could actually look to set another low here, and that this whole move could be a fourth wave as a flat, and then we could look to break down. Though we don't have any confirmation of this yet, this is just one of the possibilities. Okay, so let's get into the micro counting here. So yesterday we were talking about a couple of things, and they are still pretty much valid. So the way I'm looking at this move currently is actually, let me just come back out just the 4 hourly. One thing I wanted to talk about was the fifth wave targets that we had from the yesterday's video as well. So there are some target zones here. So these are little clusters on the fibs that could give us some areas that we could potentially look to move up to. This is the 0.382 of the entire move to the downside. We have the 0.618 of wave 1 to 3. The 0.382 of wave 1 to 3, which is a typical fifth wave area, actually lies in line with this 1 to 1 as well. So for the most part, we have actually moved up high enough to say that this is completed. But really, until we actually take this fourth wave low, we need to be careful that there could be further extension. And even within these waves, we can argue that there's potential for further extension. So we're going to have to just keep an eye on it. It is a wave 5 as well, so it could also form something like this, where we actually form a diagonal to the upside, and then actually look to complete as a diagonal, and this sort of grinds up and down in a corrective manner rather than impulsive structure. So we need to just give it a bit of space here and see how it actually plays out. Okay, so what we're looking at in the shorter term time frame is basically at a couple of options. We're going to go through some bullish counts and some bearish counts, which will be looking at the possibility we could break down, because like I said, we have actually met the requirement here, so we just need to be aware that we could see a breakdown. So let's go with the upside first here. So basically the way that I'm looking at it is in two ways. We have this one, which is looking at this as basically a 1 2 1 2 3 5, and then looking for this as a fourth wave, and then looking for that fifth wave to the upside. So the typical fifth wave target zone would actually be this 26,496 to this 25,720. The problem we have here is this move to the upside is not looking very impulsive at the moment. So it could always progress and become more of a clear impulse pattern, but at the moment all we seem to have is three-wave structure here. So it is possible we could see either this come down here, we move up, and then we have another leg to the downside, or alternatively, we could see something like this, where we have the potential to form, look at this as an A, a B, a C, a D, and an E as a triangle, and then we actually look to push up. So, there is still possibility here for as long as we stay below this 2502 and above this zone here of this 23,339. So, we can look at the potential that this could be a triangle. Though if there does, the problem with this is this move to the downside does look neater as a 5-wave structure. And what we'd need to be careful of is that this triangle isn't in a B-wave position and looking for a move to the downside, where this becomes an A, a B, a C, a D, an E, and then actually we look to push down. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. It's too early to say if it is a triangle, and it can obviously evolve that if we are looking at it this way as an A, B, this could be a C wave not completed yet. And this is basically an A, a B, and then we push down for a C. So then, that would just cause this to expand and then effectively we'd have something like this instead. You know, we need to give it a bit of space. It could be a couple of things now. And if we do start to progress to the upside here and start to move up more impulsively, then we can start to potentially break this down where we could say that this move here potentially was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'd have to look at this in isolation here potentially as another 1, 2, and then push up for that fifth wave. But really, from our current position, without so we'd have to see a move up towards sort of this 26.562 for good structure to be playing out here. Otherwise, it becomes more likely that we actually have one more push to the downside. So this is basically the way we're looking at it. For as long as we hold this 23.286 area, we can still potentially look for this fourth wave. If we start to break down deeper, though, it becomes less likely. If this starts to get too big as well, it's pretty much where, like, on the verge of being too big as it is. So we'd want to see this actually start to progress up here if this is still looking for that fifth wave as we have it shown here. The other way we were looking at it was that potentially we could actually have completed, and what we were looking for is that if we could count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this high. So if that's the case, basically what we could be looking for is actually this wave 2 correction, which would kind of fit in better if we do get a move down, and it looks something like this effectively. We did come up a bit higher than I'd anticipated if we're looking for this as a B wave, but what we'd be looking for is that additional push to the downside for that C wave. So that C wave at a 1-to-1 off of this high point we currently have would actually bring us down to this 23.128. However, we need to just be aware that we could actually look to push down deeper here, and if I just turn one of these off, what we could look for is actually a deeper move and potentially into this zone down here of this 23.226 all the way down to this 22.139. You know, if as long as we hold this zone and we hold this low of this low down here of, what is this, 21.351, effectively we can still look for that potential. And what this would be looking for, like I said previously, is looking for the potential that actually our fifth wave is going to extend up here. So depending on how low we come here, we'll adjust this typical third wave area. But if we do push down lower again, this area here could be quite interesting, this 50%, which we've almost come down to already, but we've only done it in a single move here. So I'd be looking for this to potentially come down one more time if we're looking at this possibility. Like I said, it is also possible this could even come down as a flat where we get this as an A, we actually come back up, break this high, and then look to break to the downside. But it wouldn't be very likely because of the fact that this can be counted as a 5-wave move. I'd rather prefer to maintain this high and then actually just get another drop to the downside here. But we'll have to see how it goes. Effectively, if we do start to push up more impulsively, some potential target zones for this third wave would be up here towards this 29.876, which could then look to actually push us up towards this 30,000 zone. You know, this is still a possibility. We need to just bear that in mind that we could see this. And if I throw back these targets on, where are they? There. It would be higher than most of the targets we have for a fifth wave. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But it is possible we could see this extend up here. Alternatively, we could just see it move up into one of these other zones, this 0.618, this 3.382 of the entire move. So yeah, you know, there's some possibilities for some pushing to the upside here. So we need to obviously get the correct structure. At the moment, I'm not confident on counting this as a 1-2 from this point, so I'm being a little bit skeptical of it. Like I said, it could still be a fourth wave potentially developing as a triangle, and it could actually get really small at the end here and then just look to push up. So that's something we need to just keep an eye on. If we do start to break down though, this would be our primary area of defense that we'd want for if we're looking at this bullish target. However, if we do start to break down deeper, we just need to be careful of this. So I am sort of just tracking this at the moment in case we are completed here, that we could potentially look to form a 5-wave move to the downside here. So like I said, you know, we're looking for that A, B, and a C. if we are looking for that wave 2, and this is looking for the potential of basically looking to break down deeper. If we do actually start to break down much deeper here and move down past this 22.027, I'd be looking for evidence of this fourth wave to play out, where we get this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. In which case, then that could potentially be an A wave, looking for that B wave to the downside. So that B wave to the upside, and then a final C wave, looking to bring us back down deeper into this orange retracement zone. And we can see here that that would actually potentially bring us back in here for a retest of this channel that we've broken out of. So, you know, this is something that we can still see play out, but we need to also just be careful, because like I said, this could potentially, when it completes, if it hasn't completed here, it could still be higher up, but we could still see this as a fourth, and then actually look for that push to the downside in 5-wave structure for a 5th wave. Or alternatively, this whole move could be an A wave, and then we're looking for this B wave retracement. So, you know, there should be a move to the downside either way, and we're going to have to just monitor this move within here and see how it plays out. For as long as we hold this high point over here, what is this, at 25,250, basically we can still look for this progression to the downside. So, you know, we need to just be a little bit cautious on this. If it does start to break down deeper, this key area here would be 22,227, 22,027. If we do get this move down into this zone, look for this fourth potentially down back up into this range here of around 23,000, and then actually looking for that additional 5th to the downside. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bells notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. In the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Also, you will find affiliate links for both BYBIT and PrimeXBT in the description. Using these links does help support the channel, but if you are going to be trading with leverage, please everyone be careful and use correct risk management. We don't want to see anyone get burnt. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.